Jake Gieschen, I started this company in 2003, so I've been in business almost 20 years now. I currently have 18 employees, and since day one, our bottleneck has been the finish booth, waiting on dry time for the most part. The PivotLine system has drastically changed our company and our lead times because we're no longer waiting overnight or waiting a day for our doors and our flat products to dry so we can flip them and spray the other side. So the PivotLine system has solved that issue. We can spray both sides at one time and we're not waiting on dry time. Our finish has a pretty short pot life. I think it's 2 days, but either way, you know, that's a non-factor anymore because we can run through our finish and get our job sprayed on time before our finish goes bad. It has pretty much resolved the bottleneck. It's been a big deal for us. We started off with one PivotLine system and put it in the finish booth because I was skeptical as to whether it would really work. Well, I think after 2 weeks of using the first PivotLine and having it set up and running, I immediately called and ordered the same system for our other booth. So now our finish guy can go back and forth and spray 2 booths at once. So, I mean, we can really rock and roll on products and get them sprayed and out the door in no time now. There's a learning curve with every adjustment you make in production, but for us it wasn't a big deal because we build a cabinet and fully assemble it and then we spray it, so we're already used to spraying vertical. All we really did is we changed our doors from spraying flat to spraying vertical. Now what we did have to get used to is the speed and the amount of product we put on. You know, we had to adjust our guns a little bit, but not much. We use a airless air assist gun, so we're running a very low air pressure anyway, so we can still get a good build of finish on our doors spraying vertically. Now, switching those to vertical has really helped because now we don't get the sediment, we don't get bugs landing in our finish and, you know, clothing fibers or dust particles out of the air landing in our finish. So that has really helped. It has all but eliminated that landing in our doors. Our finish guy, he's a really good guy and he's a go-getter and doesn't mind working nights and weekends to do whatever it takes to get our products, you know, out the door. But this system has pretty much eliminated that. I mean, he's had to work a couple weekends here and there since we've got the system, but before that it was probably at least every other weekend he was in here spraying on a Friday and Saturday. And I say a Friday because we work 4/10, so our normal shift is Monday through Thursday. But you know, at least a few, you know, a couple times a month he would go ahead and work, you know, Friday and Saturday, so he'd have in, you know, 60-65 hours a week. Well, all that's pretty much eliminated now because he can get it all done in the normal 40, the Monday through Thursday that we work. So labor standpoint, yeah, it's great. Saves me a fortune. So I'm happy about that. I mean, we're not just doing doors and shelves with it. I mean, we're hanging everything we can hang, as long as it's, you know, as long as we can put a screw somewhere that's not visible. And we hang turned legs, fillers, face frames, you know, countertops. You know, we'll hang a wood top off the back edge that touches the wall. You know, we'll hang it there so that we can spray both sides at once. Like I said, turned legs. The sky's the limit if you can figure out how to hang it on there. You know, his hangers have worked for us. We haven't, you know, needed an additional product anyway. Yeah, so we've got a pretty big PivotLine system. Our spray booths are 24 by 36, I believe, and it wraps, you know, almost around the room there. So it took me and another guy less than a day. I think we had about 6 hours in installing one system in our spray booth. And you know, ours are mounted by the wall with a kicker going back. Our ceilings were too high to run something up to the ceiling, but you can run a piece of all thread up to the ceiling and mount it to the wall. I mean, they're so versatile and in so many different ways you can hang them. It's pretty easy to do. Like I said, the installation process was a piece of cake. The critical thing is to get it level so your pieces don't slide down the rail when you don't want them to. But other than that, the installation process on the thing was a piece of cake. it's a good product and well worth the price. So I don't want them to charge me more for my third one if I get another one.